Hello, my name is Jeremy Miller. I'm the CEO for Lionfish Cyber Security, and today we are so blessed to have Ty, one of our cyber guardians, high school students that have completed both the A+ certification coursework and the certifications, and Sec Plus or Security Plus classwork and the certification.
All right, I'm Ty. This is my second year doing Lionfish. It's been a very great opportunity for me, and I've loved having the chance to do this.
Perfect. And Ty, what do you like to do outside of school and all your schoolwork? Are you always looking at the computer, or do you do other stuff?
So I always enjoy learning. So I mean, pretty much a lot of the time I'm doing something with computers. So at first in high school, I wanted to do engineering, but I sat through an engineering class and did not like it. So I wanted to find something else. Originally it was computer engineering, but since I didn't really like the engineering part of that, I wanted to find something else that was challenging and something I could always learn in and that had change in it. So I found cybersecurity, and that's what I've been going with since my sophomore year. I would say something that's important would be pacing. It can be easy to throw yourself off pace, and you want to make sure you're on pace. So I've gotten to know the people in our Sec Plus class pretty well. I mean, I would say we're probably a fluid of friends at this point, and that's been a nice opportunity to be able to talk to other students that have the same interests.
What kind of feedback have you received from colleges or scholarship committees or from the industries, because since you've gotten the certificates?
Mhm. So I know a lot of colleges will count these certificates as college credits, and often each one of these certificates counts as a class at most colleges. So it's kind of in the regard like an AP class where you're getting stuff done for college, and you're also getting ahead of the game there. Uh, it puts you in a good spot when you're going into college. I specifically had a technology scholarship with my college, and because I was in this program, it gave me the knowledge and stuff to do really well, and I ended up getting the chance to get a full ride tuition with that.
Oh, you got a full ride tuition?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. And the other thing is, the class didn't even cost you anything. You got to do this as part of the high school program, and the high school paid for you to learn, get certificates that are good for industry right now, and it helped you get a scholarship. That is amazing. Actually, kudos to you, man. That's awesome. So, how did being part of the Cyber Guardian program enhance your learning and confidence as you were preparing for all of this?
So I liked having the opportunity to have professors, because if I would have gone and take these certifications on my own, I wouldn't have had the knowledgeable experts to talk to, which it can be hard to find the correct information sometimes. And it was nice to be able to lean on having an actual professor, or say, to be able to ask questions when I wasn't understanding something and get walked through them. You definitely don't need to know how to code, especially with the A+. The A+ is a little bit more foundational, so it's to help you get started. So if you pretty much know nothing, I would say you'd be pretty fine with it. What I would recommend is using your resources. There's a Lionfish Discord. You can ask questions there. You can ask questions in the class and the Zooms, and I mean, even your other peers. So as long as you are willing to reach out, you'll be fine in the class. It's helped a good amount with that, especially since I was working on my own project in tangent with it. I don't know if I would have necessarily started that project, but that gave me a lot of problem-solving opportunities. And I had to also, I mean, some of this information can be hard to find online and to find the correct information. So I had to kind of learn how to find that efficiently and problem solve stuff more efficiently in the real world.
How do you feel like the assessment helped prepare you for the real exam?
So I felt the assessment helped me feel more confident for the real exam, because I think it's technically an 81% that you need to pass, or maybe a little bit lower than that. But it gave me the confidence, because that was when the first time I took it is what I got from that assessment. So it made me confident in my ability to pass the Sec Plus exam when I went to take it in person.
Yeah. I know that some of the challenges that students will face when they will go through the questions quickly to get the answer instead of really digesting the information. How were you able to have the discipline to go and learn the information versus clicking to be done?
Hmm. So I did it. I mean, I really liked this field and I didn't want to waste my resources because once you see the answers, you kind of ruin your ability to take that test accurately.
Yeah.
So I would often work through it and I would think through the questions and try to narrow out why the other ones wouldn't work. So I know all the content and figure out why this one's correct rather than just clicking the answer. I wanted to make sure I knew why it was correct because that means I know that what I would be talking about in a situation. And
Hmm.
I would say if you keep yourself on pace, it's a lot easier to actually sit through there and do that work. I mean, to begin with, I talked a lot about technology, but I think I talk about it probably even more now. So, I mean, pretty much all my conversations always find their way to technology in some way.
Yeah, yeah. You and I both. Looking back, you did some great things with the pacing. I think the conversations that we have where you kind of help with the knowledge gaps are helpful. What are some things that you might do to even improve on your stellar performance? Yeah.
I would say, I mean, I think I'm still working on his pacing. I'm starting to got the pretty good hang of it after 2 years. It's just something that you got to keep in mind because, I mean, typically when you come home, you kind of have that built-in thing to your mind where, I mean, you don't want to start doing something immediately, so you got to get over that and
Mm.
encourage yourself to stay on pace, which can be challenging because we've gone to school all these years, but you're not used to getting home early. So that's something I would say,
Yeah.
and something I could still always improve on.
I'd like to
The- the-
follow up on that, if you don't mind. So,
Mm.
it is a challenging course, and even outside of high school, it's challenging. Did you ever think about giving up or quitting during this process?
I try to not think that way because once you start thinking that way, it's going to get very challenging to start doing it again. So I just tried, if I ever started thinking that way, I tried to find a way to recuperate myself and get myself back interested, or maybe I would even like skip ahead to a lesson and read that a little bit. I found that more interesting just to kind of get you kick started again on it. So there's ways to kind of avoid that.
That just goes to show your the resilience in you and
Mhm.
your ability to find different ways to find the answers. You talked about earlier understanding why that answer is the answer, because there's so many different things out here that you have to be able to apply that same knowledge to. That it's not a black or white all the time, this and that, because you got so many different systems and everything else. So that's a great thing that you've got going on for yourself, Ty. And I hope that the other students and and understand that you know cybersecurity and IT in general is a problem-solving endeavor, and throughout its whole thing, and that's what life is. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, we're always getting something wrong. Something's hitting us upside the head, and we have to figure out how to do it and how to get through it. And the skills that you've learned, I think, will help you immensely in your life skills as well. So I'll finish a couple things and I'll wrap it back to you, Ryan, and then Ty, and we'll close this up. But do you have how do you plan on continuing or expanding this IT knowledge while you're in college or in the job? Did you plan on getting a bunch of more certs? Just trying to get out, just want to get out in the field to do your work? I mean, what are your thoughts there?
So I'm hoping in college, since I have all these certifications going in, I can get like a jump start to doing internships as well in college because my college at least that I want to go to has this security plus as a requirement for doing internships. So I think it'd be nice. I might be able to start internships in sophomore year, and you might not usually do that until at least junior year, or if not later. So I feel like that's how I'm gonna keep improving my knowledge by actually putting myself in the field and putting myself out there.
That's awesome. You just and thank you for bringing that up. You just mentioned internships. Um, there was an internship process that we had. How is that going for you now? Or did you get it? Are you still interviewing? What's happening there?
So I'm still interviewing. I heard I got past my first round of interviews, and I got notified not too many days ago that I made it to the last round of interviews. So I'll be doing that with the CEO and the second man in the company. I don't really remember his position.
I'm glad to hear. It sounds like things are moving well for you there. So that is one part of the program that we try to do for the students, is try to get them a place where they can go. So super excited that you are moving forward in that interview process, and it sounds like you're probably pretty good chance of getting it at this point. But so I don't want to jinx you, but congratulations getting this far. How's that?
Yeah, remind you that your enthusiasm and the commitment to your continuous learning just truly stand out, Ty. So I'm confident you'll continue to grow and excel in your studies, either Anderson or wherever you decide to go. So remember, we're here to support you every step of the way. So don't hesitate to reach out if you need any additional guidance, or if it's just like a listening ear. So we're glad that you're able to allow Lionfish to be a pivot for you, a stepping stone. And I think that you were able to use the framework that we've developed in the way that we expect it to be. So good job on using the instrument for exactly what we wanted to do. It's a tool, and in the hand of a craftsman, it does great things. And I think that's exactly what you were able to demonstrate. So keep up the great work, and I look forward to seeing the amazing things that you continue to do.
Yeah, so if you don't mind, Ty, just finishing up and just give some final thoughts for your fellow students in the high schools.
So I'm glad this opportunity Lionfish has gotten me, because I probably wouldn't have had much of an opportunity to do cybersecurity in high school, which is something I really have wanted to do. So I'm glad I've had that opportunity. I would say you learn a lot of life skills in there. Like I talked about pacing earlier. That's something you're going to have to learn in the job field. You're going to have to know how to keep yourself on track. You won't have teachers so much hovering over you to make sure you're on track all the time in the work field, which is something it's important to learn in the workplace. I would say it's a great opportunity for you to get your certifications in, go ahead and get an early jump start and foot in the door. And I would definitely recommend doing Lionfish.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you, Ty. Thank you, Ryan, for jumping on today. We appreciate it, and look forward to sharing this with other students in the schools so they can see what can be done when you apply yourself in the program. So thank you very much. Have a great day.
You as well.
Good, Ty.